Hi YouTube, it's a Sweet Face Camille coming back with another weekly collective message. Whew, I'm a little late, but hey, I'm still making it. This week I'm using a different deck. It's called the Vice Versa deck. Yay! And we'll see how it goes. As I always do, I pray beforehand, which is, Lord, I pray that whomever comes by my channel have the ears and the eyes, be willing to hear the message, see the message, see the message. I pray that my ministering warrior and guardian angels help me facilitate this message, and that my own intellect does not get in the way to skew the message, only to assist the message. Amen, amen. And hopefully it's a good message. That's all I can say. For sure. For sure. But if it's not, at least we were warned, right? Right. This message might not resonate with everyone, but that is not the goal. The goal is for it to resonate with who it is supposed to resonate with. Nevertheless, I hope you enjoy. Let's get the show on the road one more time. Cut the deck. Boop. Central issue. Ooh, the Sun card. Crossed by the Moon in reverse. Ain't that something? First thing that came to mind was eclipse. Eclipse. The root of the matter. The Knight of Wands. In the upright. In the past. Six of Pentacles in reverse. Above it all, Seven of Cups in the upright. Well, in reverse, technically. It's in reverse. In the near future, Three of Pentacles. At the root of it all, not the root of it all, but our approach to the matter is the Eight of Wands in the reverse. What we need to know, now we know sector. This is the Queen of Pentacles in the upright. Hopes and fears, catch-22. Justice in the upright. And outcome. This is the Four of Pentacles in the reverse. Central issue. This is not even an issue. I want to say that this is our state of being right now. Right now. The happiest card in the deck. The Sun card. Clarity of mind. Nothing shady going on. It's just the overall feeling of contentment, Not exuberant or anything. And it can be exuberant. But I'm just feeling like all bases is covered at home. No extra stresses in particular areas at home. There's always a period of peace in everyone's life before shit starts to go left, right? My mom always told me, she was like, all things can be right with your relationships, with your job, all the bills is paid, and then the kids is acting up. If it's not that, then the kids is great. The bills are paid. All is well with the job. And then your spouse, you have a problem with your spouse. The devil finds a way to throw a monkey wrench somewhere. But every so often, it's like car signals at the stoplight. They sync up for a second. like all is well with the universe, and then they're out of sync again. And it feels like everything is in sync right now. That's what this feels like. You know, you might have a problem here or there, but it's nothing crazy where it's going to put you on your toes, right? Things are really good. That's what this feels like. Our challenge is the moon in reverse. This is tricky for me. Typically in the upright, it's pretty traditional in the way it's depicted, right? But on the other side, the moon is eclipsed, and you have this woman with two choices, you know. And she has a bowl in one hand, and she has a light in the other. And at this point, looking at the depiction of the card, what this means to me is intuition doesn't have to be dived deep into. You know, what we were looking for or trying to figure out with our intuition is already there. Now it's up to us to actually make a decision. What's our choice? What do we need to know now that things have been illuminated, right? At the root of the matter, we're the Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands. He's passionate, he's direct, he's one of the fastest knights in the deck. You know, he doesn't measure twice and cut once. He gets the information he needs and he's off to the running, right? In this case, it's clear exactly what it is that he needs to do. He's not running into any extraordinary turbulence. Whatever it is, we're getting off our ass and we're fast about it. In the past, Six of Pentacles. You guys already know that the Six of Pentacles is, it's like the Justice card for me. There's a give and take of balance, right? This in the reverse shows the Six of Pentacles above, and he's just looking out to the sunset. On the other side, it feels like what's the word? Contemplating about how he's going to delegate what it is that he has to share with the rest of the people, whomever these people may be. The town, the city, the family, the friends, the workplace, whatever, right? This side is more like he came up to a conclusion already. He knows what needs to be done. Now, whether that was done or not, I don't know. It's in the past. Above it all, Seven of Cups. This side will be confusion to me. There's some soul searching that needs to be done. There's too many options. You still have to filter through these cups, you know, fog, you name it. This side, we've come up to a conclusion. The options have been weeded down to one thing or just a few things, maybe a couple. There's a resolve here. That's what this feels like. Whatever it is, there's a resolve. That's probably why we're in a happy state, because whatever it is that we need to do, we're already there. In the near future, Three of Pentacles. Typically in the Three of Pentacles, in the old white array, you see three people. One person looks like he's doing all the work. One person looks like he's just jotting down notes. And the third person is just there, right? In this one, you actually see two people. And they both look like they're equally putting in suggestions and what to do next. And there's, you know, work being done between the both of them. One physically has a hammer and the other one is actually, you know, I guess measuring or whatever. The Three of Pentacles is always my Princess card too. We're in a state of learning something new. Small collaboration in a sense. She's not bad. She's not bad. This is the first card that we see that there is introducing another in the course of this week. Our approach. The first real bad card, which is Not even bad, you know? Eight of Wands is a travel and communications card coming to us swiftly, right? This is the upright. This, I'm so sorry for the glare too. This here is turbulence. Turbulence. The wands are not broken. They're still moving through the air just like the upright side. Maybe there's a delay. That's what I'm thinking. Whatever it is that we need to know, there's a delay to whatever we're trying to do to move forward. What we need to know, now we know sector, is the Queen of Pentacles. And the Queen of Pentacles, she is like the ultimate multitasker to me. You know, all the queens have their specialty in some way, shape, form, or fashion. But her in particular, she's the one that can run a business, come home, take care of her husband and the kids, and keep the house running and go to work the next day. You know, she knows what's important for the long-term goals that either she's holding or for the collective group. She knows what needs to be done away with. She knows what needs to be delayed at the moment before she gets back to it. The foresight with this woman is far. I can appreciate that. She doesn't waste her time. She has the discernment to know what's bullshit and what's not to keep the train running and going efficiently. Either this is a person that's going to help us along the way, because in the near future we do have Three of Pentacles. It's just not one person in this card, it's another. And Lord knows, you know, whenever you can have collaboration with somebody and you can get somebody like her on your team, all the better. Hopes and fears. The Justice card. Look at this card. It's funny because on the bottom is the zodiac sign for Virgo, not Libra. Why they're drawing attention to Virgo, I don't know. However, I do know we are in Virgo season. And I said it in our last video that right now is the time for everyone to look at themselves. You know, Virgo is known for serving the other. But this year, as a collective whole, I felt like that there's things that we have to do individually to get ourselves on the right path, whether that be in soul growth and how we maneuver life in our behavioral patterns, whatever. Virgo season this year is primarily, you know, weeding out what is good for us and what is not in order for us to venture on to our new journeys in life. Some things just need to be done away with, right? We have to refine, reorganize, restructure how we're going about certain areas in our life. The Justice card also signifies a balance of the decisions that we're making, right? It's funny that the Justice card happened to come out with our hopes and fears. First thing I got was the Queen of Pentacles. She's not the Queen of Swords, where she's solely focused on communications and being fair and cutting stuff out and, you know, wielding a sword. She's not as cold as the Queen of Swords, for sure. As I'm talking, I'm also thinking as well. They highlighted Virgo in the Justice card. And technically, this can be a Virgo card. Oops, she's in the reverse. She was in the upright. Technically, the Queen of Pentacles can be a Virgo card. If this is us utilizing the energies of this season, Virgo season is asking us to do this with ourselves, right? The hope will be that we'll be able to delegate, multitask, and weed out what is not necessary for us on our long-term goals. In the upright, we will be able to do that. In the reverse, however, we very much know what it is that we need to do. We're just unwilling to do it, right? It's not going to serve anybody having to know I have a drinking problem, but I just refuse to curb that hunger, appetite for liquor. Or I know I have an issue with my temper. Or I know I have an issue with being on time at work. I know I have an issue with not spending time with my children. I know I have an issue with being selfish. Whatever the case may be. There's illumination with whatever areas in our life that we need to refine. If this is us individually. I have a strong pull that it's not. Typically, when people are moving through this life, we're very interconnected with other people in our lives. And we have some people in our lives that literally point out our, for lack of better words, defects. That's a very Virgo word, isn't it? Virgo rising here. That sounds so bad. Our shortcomings. How about that? That sounds better. We have people that have a knack for pointing those things out. It doesn't matter how nicely they might say it to you. Some people might be very blunt about that. But we wouldn't even realize what those issues are within ourselves unless we have another be a trigger man to point out an issue with ourselves in order to see it. This Three of Pentacles, it keeps drawing at me. There's two people here. You know, I'm sure the man with the hammer, he can sculpt this pillar or the structure that they're doing, the arch, whatever they're doing right now. Right now it looks like they're focusing on the pillar. Pillars are usually there to help enforce the structure that is there. Balance the weight of the roof. He's the only one with the hammer. The other guy is, I guess, analyzing, measuring, making sure he's doing it right, whatever. But I'm sure if this man with the hammer was doing anything wrong, the man next to him will point it out. Nobody wants to do the extra. I mean, who wants to half-ass anything? Especially when you have someone invested. And apparently, this man is invested. He's not just going to have this man just go off and do whatever he wants to without actually overlooking something. You know, what good is it if this man goes off with the hammer and does whatever he pleases, and this pillar in particular is messed up? Not only does it make the aesthetics of this building not look nice, but it's more than just aesthetics. It's the pillar that helps support this building. They both benefit if it's done right. Our outcome. The Four of Pentacles. This is in the upright. This is in the reverse. And it's not so bad in the reverse. This card always makes me feel like he's looking at the four structures of his stability. I've already said wherever we're at in life, there is some contentment there. But it's never wrong to look at what it is that you already established to see if there's any refinement that needs to be done, right? It's nothing wrong taking a double look at where I can be better. There's never a finish line to growing and wanting to be better. As long as you're living, you're growing. If you refuse to grow, you die. And if you don't die, literally, guess what? Life is very, very difficult for you. Whatever it is that we are moving forward with in Virgo season, it might not necessarily feel good to refine, actually look at whatever is being highlighted to us that has to be done away with or put on a back burner for something better. The Justice card did come out, letting me know that as a hope, you know, spewing is over as a hope instead of a fear, because it did come out in the upright. we're only doing justice to ourselves. The refinement of yourself makes you a better commodity to anyone that's connected to you in life. The things that we hear over the course of this season. I know this is a weekly message, but it just keeps on coming out to me. Season, 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 season. Virgo season, we have the support to help us look at those things in which we wouldn't want to by ourselves. They're going to be highlighted to us. There's no running away from it. Even if it's minuscule. If it is something minuscule for you, thank the heavens above that you don't have to do any deep diving and some serious healing, or it's going to be heart-wrenching just to do away with. Whatever information that we come into, not all of it is going to be peaches and cream. But does it stop the show? No, it's just a delay. It's just a temporary pause for us to look at. I usually read these two cards together, the root and our approach. These two cards together, we might be not victorious. We might be moving forward at a steady pace at whatever it is that we're doing. Which is fine. But whatever we run into is not going to stop our show. Not at all. The first thing that I said with the sun and the moon coming out, which are two major arcanas in our central issue and our challenge, I said eclipse. Usually eclipse energies last for 6 months. Excuse me. Some of us might just be coming into a point where we're starting to see the effects of what the eclipse has judged up for us. Stuff bubbling to the surface, right? Nothing in the spread is scary at all. Nothing in the spread is scary. I don't have to clarify anything, to be honest. Bottom of the deck. Page of Pentacles. There's opportunity in one looking at their own shortcomings. Actually taking the time to do away with listening to another, reinforcing the pillar of your own life or the structure or company or family or whatever to make something better. You will piss away an opportunity to make yourself better, right? If you don't listen. Not everybody's out to get us. Not every piece of constructive criticism is out of proportion. I'm not saying that every little piece of constructive criticism or something that somebody happens to observe about you is noteworthy. However, it has been brung across for it to be brought to your attention, Take it with a grain of salt. Think it over. Be unbiased about it, and if it's true, you're going to have a reaction to why. Ask yourself why. Why did that get under my skin the way that it did? Is this something that I should truly look at? Right? If not, throw it away. It didn't hurt nobody. But at least you took the time to overlook. Let me look at this one more time. Three of Pentacles as what to expect during the course of the week, and our outcome. These two cards together. Three of Pentacles and Four of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles. We're at a stage where we're looking at our past, seeing what we have invested in. Is it worth it? Is it not worth it? Should I continue to invest? Should I stop? Being patient. Not with just the collective, but with yourself. Is this harvest I'm about to reap, is it spoiled? Should I waste my time anymore? Oops, I'm backwards. Some of the information that you come through from someone, it's going to put you on guard, but you're willing to do the work. And the reason why I know that, I said I read these two together. Eight of Wands and a Knight of Wands. That equals 9. On the defense, don't want to put in another fight, but willing to fight, right? It's a PTSD card. I thought I was over with that. I'm done. I'm tired. I don't want to do it anymore. We still have just enough to go one more round. And the last thing you want to do is give up on yourself, you know. It just makes me feel as if we're at the very end of the finish line, you know, whatever it is that you're doing. This has been a long year for everybody so far. But don't give up now. Don't give up now. Overall, 8, 9, 15, 10. We got 15 Pentacles. That reduces down to 6. 6 Pentacles. Overall. That's what we got in the past. 6 of Pentacles. That makes me think that knowing that the overall message, reducing back down to a 6 of Pentacles, and 6 of Pentacles was in our past, that maybe we were disregarding what we needed to do. We got the 6 of Pentacles in reverse, letting me know that things weren't balanced. He's not even focusing on whom he should be delegating to. He's looking at the sunset. Like he has a resolve about what it is that he needs to do. Maybe he was in a place where things were unbalanced and he didn't have the chance to delegate or put things into balance. Maybe we're getting to a point where we're able to do just that. The opportunity that we thought that was lost, maybe it bubbled up to the surface and we're able to revisit that thing with grace. Take the time that you need, even when you don't think you have time. We've circled all the way back around. And with Virgo season, we have the extra energies. We got the Sun, Venus, Mars, Mercury, all conjunct, bundled together as one Super Saiyan energy for us to facilitate the energies of Virgo. Even if multitasking is something hard for you to do, it doesn't hurt anyone to tell them, like, hey, I need my time. Or if somebody comes to you and tell you something constructive, about you, and deep down inside, you know that it's something that you should be able to tweak. It might look like a setback, but it's not. It's for you to refine your foundation. And even if it looks like that you're drawing away from everybody else, and you happen to add to yourself so you can be a better part of the greater whole for everybody else, it's only justice to yourself. Hopefully that made sense. That's the end of our message. Thank you so much for everyone that happens to take the time to look at me and listen to the words that come out of my mouth. If you like this video, please give it a like. And if you don't mind subscribing, it'd be nice, because I do this every week. You'll know when I have another video popping up. Nothing too turbulent. I'll take that. Until next week, unless God pulls me out a little bit sooner than later.